Hi everyone, this is Leah from Dime Culture. Today I'm going to show you how to use this template to make your very own Galaxy Giraffe. So let's get started. First step is to trace the template down onto watercolor paper. And then what I do is tape it down to my desk. I usually do this for all my paintings, but it's really important for this one, everyone, because you want to make sure that you're reducing the risk of the paper warping. Because of this wash, we're adding a lot of water to the paper. I also am going to point out several helpful tips and things to do in this video, but before I get into that, I just want to mention that in the description below, I do have a list of all the materials I've used. Like this brush here for the wash. You could be using a wash brush, but I'm using a 1-inch square brush. The trick is to use something that is big to reduce the streaks. I'm also using liquid masking fluid. I like using liquid masking fluid for this type of effect, for that peekaboo that we're doing, to help protect the areas that we want to keep clear, especially for when you're doing a galaxy like this. You want to use a lot of water to get the colors to flow and blend within each other, to get that depth and color mixing from a natural color mix. And in order to get that, you need to not worry about outlining and making sure that you're avoiding certain areas. What I'm thinking of doing in the future, and please let me know in the comment section below if you want this, but I'm thinking of putting together a liquid masking fluid video on how to use it, when to use it, and when not to use it, because there are times when you really don't need to, so you don't want to use too much of it. I also am going to say at this moment in time, thank you. Like, thank you. I mean, thank you. I'm going to just probably say thank you a lot. I know I'm saying thank you a lot in my other video, but this is my first time posting to YouTube, and I want to say thank you for taking the time to watch this video and learn how to make your very own Galaxy Giraffe. I'm really excited, and I'm hoping that when you make your paintings, you share it with me on Instagram. So tag me at Dime Culture. I'd love to see the magic you're creating. If you want to see something a little bit more in depth and a little longer of a video, I did make a longer version with more steps. I even go in and show you how I made a slight boo-boo while painting and then what I did to fix it. Now, something that I really think is handy when doing galaxy paintings is to continue to apply that start from light and work to dark effect for watercolor painting. Typically you see that and do that when you're doing more realistic paintings or even illustration style paintings, but not usually when you're painting a galaxy. Most artists just lay down their colors and let it flow. But I'm using two colors here. So a Cobalt Teal from Core, I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that right, Q-O-R, Core, and then an Opera Pink from Daniel Smith. And both paints have a granulation texture. So what's nice about that is the fact that you actually can see other pigments through it when they're layered and mixing together. So when you do light to dark, you get to see lighter tones underneath, which really add to that dimensional effect that you want to see in a painting. All right, so once everything dries, the next stage is to add the white stars, the speckles. You're gonna see that very soon. It's gonna go by really fast, but I want to point out that you can use anything here. You can use gouache, ink, jelly pens, whatever you want. I'm using white paint, like watercolor paint. And I know most watercolor artists say that color is redundant because you don't need it in watercolor, but I find it handy to do when you're making star paintings like this. I also want to say When taking off your masking fluid, do not pick it. Just rub it and it'll come off super easy. And it's really fun. It's kind of like when you are taking off that sticky strip on the back of credit cards or gift cards. Yeah, that feeling. It's a nice feeling. When I painted the ears here, I did a wet on wet technique. Now, when doing the outlining of the ears, which you're seeing at this very moment, I want to have the ears flow inward, like the pink flow inward on the ears. And what I did to create that effect was, instead of painting the outside line and hope that the water would flow in, I helped it along by flicking it in. So it was kind of like a swish and flick. So I just put it on the edge and flicked it out and let the rest, the water and the pigment, do the rest by flowing into each other. Now that everything is dried, I'm going in and doing some more details. Here I'm using a Zig clean color brush in Cobalt Teal. No, is it Cobalt Teal? Oh, is that my chair? If you can hear squeaking, that is my chair. It's their Cobalt Blue. It'll be in the description below. I liked this color because of how it flowed in with the other colors I used and really added depth to the spots. All right, we've reached the end of the video, everyone. At this point, I just want to say again, thank you so much for watching, and I really hope that when you make your own giraffe you share it online, please tag me on Instagram at Dime Culture. And at this stage, I'm going to say, have an amazing day, everyone. Enjoy the magic of creating and adding creativity to your life, and stay magical.